Alrighty, well, it's Vincent here, and I'm going to do my best to show you how to play the MTG Warfare format. It's a new format that I had created, and I find it a lot of fun, so let me introduce you how to play the game, and hopefully you'll find it just as fun as me and my friends do. So, for Warfare, you will need at least 200 cards, preferably. Also with a preference of a split of all 5 colors of Magic, so you want, roughly, 30 reds, 30 blacks, 30 greens, and so forth. You'll need a deck of 10 basic lands for the players, 2 of each land, so plain, swamp, forest, mountain, and island, 2 of each. And then you'll want a stack of non-basic lands. Usually you want to keep this at around 10 per player. And obviously you would want an opponent. My opponent today will be Deadpool. Yeah. So, to start the game off, you guys will share a deck, and what you do is you put off the top 5 cards of the deck into what we call the lineup. Now these are the cards that you can acquire into your library as you learn the spells. So, let's see what we have here. We have a Begarden Lancer, we have Crystallization, we have Cruel Feeding, Scholar of Athreos, and Viridian Longbow. So, pretty diverse lineup. You can make the deck whatever cards you want. I chose to mainly make it just a bunch of random cards I had, and cards I thought would have interesting interactions. So, let's see. So, one of the best things about this game, in my opinion, is like Viridian Longbow, the Scholar. A lot of these cards aren't very playable in any format other than Warfare. Warfare gives you a means to use your leftover cards, and that's one of the strongest points in my opinion. That's not to say that you can't use awesome cards that you would use in other formats, but I really wanted to make a game that could utilize the vast collection of cards I have that have no other purpose. So, to start the game off, what you want to do is you'd have your 10 cards shuffled, and you're going to want to draw 7 cards. So let's see what we get. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now obviously you're going to get a lot of land, and unlike in normal Magic, it's to be expected to draw a land full of 7 cards because that's all your deck is. So let's see. I really think the Crystallization will be a decent card, so I'm going to get that. As you can see, it's a white and then either a green or a blue. So I will spend 1 white mana and a blue mana to get the Crystallization. Now, whenever you buy a new spell, you take it from the lineup and then you put it into your discard pile with all the cards that you play from your hand. Now, every turn you play every card from your hand. So let's see, I still have access to 5 more mana to acquire new spells with. So let's see, I think the best choice, I could either use the rest of my mana to get the Begarden Lancer and the Scholar, or I can spend 2 mana of any color, or colorless mana, to purchase a non-basic land. The purpose of the non-basic lands is, unlike this mana, they will stay in play as permanents and won't be discarded at the end of turn. However, I believe I will go for the Begarden Lancer and the the Viridian Longbow, sure. So everything goes in my discard pile, and at the end of turn, I draw 7 cards. Now, my apologies for playing on such a small place. I also don't have a good means to shuffle with one hand, so give me a second. So at the end of your turn, you're obviously just going to have 3 cards left in your deck, so you shuffle what you have left, and you draw a new hand. So I just drew the 4 cards to add with the 3 that I had, and this is my new hand. So let's see what we got. Set this back down. Okay, so I have a mountain, a forest, a swamp, a forest, a Viridian Longbow, Crystallization, and plains. Okay, awesome. So after you end your turn, you draw your new hand of 7, and you let your opponent go. So the lineup goes back up to 5. So we have a Peer Through the Depths, we have Prescient Chimera, and we have a Silent Artisan. So they purchase whatever they want to, and then it goes back to your turn. So we'll just say that you know, they've gotten these things. So okay, and so it's back to my turn. So we have Shamble Shark and Perilous Mirror. Okay, so it's my turn again. Now I can spend the mana like I could last turn to keep purchasing things, obviously. And with these two leftover cards, if he has a creature in play, I can use Crystallization. If he doesn't, have no fear. Even though you have to play the card, well, you don't necessarily have to play the card, but whatever cards you don't play will be discarded at the end of turn. So, you know, this probably won't have any use now, but you can draw it later, so it's okay to put the spell away for now, because you'll still have the spell to use later. Once you learn a spell in Warfare, your mage self can keep casting it, so it's A-okay. But here's the Viridian Longbow, so this is going to come into play. Now, if you're familiar with Magic, you would know that usually you have to spend 3 mana to play a spell that costs 3 mana. In this game, once you learn the spell from the lineup and it goes into your library, that spell already had the mana paid for it, so you're good to go. You can just play it straight from your hand. And from this point forward, say if you get the Perilous Mirror, you can just play it as well. You can play any permanents you get. You can just play. As long as you paid for them from the lineup. So after this point, it plays like a normal game of Magic. So you have your attack phase, you attack, you can block, you have 20 life each, and once you get your opponent down from their 20 life, you win. As far as activated abilities go, now those you have to pay from your hand. And yeah, so everything works out fine. All the cards play as printed, and it's a lot of fun. So I highly suggest you give this a try. Just grab a stack of random cards, a few lands, and you should be good to go. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, let me know, and I'll be sure to answer them as soon as possible. I hope that I pretty much addressed the basics of the game. And yeah, so just tell me what you think. I'm very happy that you took the time to watch the video, so thanks. Talk to you later.